In the summer of 2017, the global football market warped around a single transaction. Paris Saint-Germain purchased a human being for €222 million. The fee was meant to buy absolute supremacy for the club and glory for the player. However, by removing himself from a supporting cast of peers, Neymar exchanged a protected role for a far more precarious one. This is the story of how an obsession with commanding an independent throne led to the collapse of the sport's most gifted prince. Long before the record-breaking transfers, the expectations were already set in Brazil. Hailed as the direct successor to Pelé, he was christened O Príncipe, the Prince. He developed a highly specific tactical toolkit. By fusing the tight space agility learned in futsal with the expressive flair of street football, he could navigate through clusters of professional defenders with ease. The rewards were immediate. By age 17, earning 125,000 reals a month, lifting his family out of poverty and becoming a significant economic power. The defining moment of his early reign arrived in 2011. He carried Santos to the Copa Libertadores title, ending a 48-year championship drought for the historic club. Ending the drought at such a young age established a heavy precedent. For fans and the media, it proved the teenager could deliver continental success, setting an expectation that he was destined to carry his teams alone. When he moved to Barcelona, that solitary burden was temporarily lifted. He became one-third of the MSN attacking line, sharing the pitch with Lionel Messi and Luis Suarez. Working within this collective, he reached his sporting peak. In the 2014-2015 season, they secured the treble, winning the domestic league, the National Cup, and the Champions League. He anchored these peak career victories in personal motivations, openly dedicating his triumphs to his religious faith on the sport's biggest stage. Yet his time in Spain presented a paradox. He had attained global adoration and elite status, but he remained the co-pilot to Lionel Messi. Thriving in a shared environment produced the greatest football of his career, but remaining a prince, even in a successful kingdom, conflicted with his ambition to be the sole king. That ambition led him to activate his own world record release clause to force an exit from Barcelona. The move was a calculated play for the ultimate individual accolade. By stepping out of the shadows, he intended to secure the Ballon d'Or as the undisputed best player on the planet. Arriving in Paris, he was positioned exactly as he desired. Surrounded by flashing cameras and immense capital, he became the center of a new French empire. This chart shows the tactical consequence. Without other elite threats to draw away defenders, aggressive tackles and fouls targeted at him spiked immediately. Opposing teams realized stopping Paris Saint-Germain meant neutralizing Neymar. He quickly became the most fouled player across top European leagues. The pursuit of independence had changed his role on the pitch. By shedding his fellow attackers, he transformed himself into an exposed, solitary target. From 2018 onward, his body began to break down. He suffered multiple broken metatarsals and a completely ruptured ACL. These injuries also limited his availability for the Brazilian national team, leaving him sidelined during critical tournament windows. The strain manifested in his reputation as well. As he took more hits, his reactions drew global mockery, while his off-pitch discipline faced constant criticism. Ultimately, his European tenure dissolved. He departed for Saudi Arabia, stepping into a lucrative but competitively quiet exile at Al Hilal. The accumulation of physical injuries was the price of operating as a solitary target, forced to absorb the focus of entire defenses alone. Despite the cost, his statistics remain. With 79 international goals, he surpassed Pelé to become Brazil's all-time top scorer. Yet those records contrast with his return to Santos in 2025. He arrived back at his boyhood club haunted by the injuries that defined his later years. He leaves a complex legacy, a generational talent who holds the records, but whose peak years were cut short by the independence he sought. His career leaves us with a final question. Is it better to be a beloved prince in a shared kingdom, or a king alone on a broken throne?